Hosted by Mike, the Big Cheese.
Hey, Jesse, this is Mike. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, Mike? I'm doing good.
Hey,
I'm doing good.
Doing great, man. It's good to talk with you today.
Likewise.
Hey, well, look, the band's been busy the last couple of years. A lot going on, and the new record's getting ready to break right now, too.
Hell yeah, I know. Like, a lot has happened in the last 2 years. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. That's impressive because it has to be difficult today with everything going on in music, the internet. There's so many bands out there to kind of filter out and get through to find like what's good out there. And it has to be difficult for a band, starting up to kind of get the name out there, get noticed, like you make themselves stand out, against the rest of the crowd.
Definitely, yeah. I know exactly what you mean. It was a pretty crazy whenever breaking bands really noticed us. Remember Ferrero and Chuck Billy and Johnny Z. They saw something different in us, and they wanted to start us from the bottom and bring us up to this level and even further. It's pretty awesome what they're doing to us.
Yeah, that's definitely a big plus, having those kind of people backing you up. I mean, they've got Chuck Billy alone, and then the rest of them with 30-something plus years in the business. It's got to be great having that kind of support system behind the band, because I guess it allows you to focus more on the music instead of just the business end of it, which really kills a lot of bands.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I would imagine so. Like a band having to, I guess, worry about every aspect of even the business, especially because we're not really that knowledgeable. We're still learning as a band, like how a band works in the music business. So it's very beneficial to have them on our side and show us the ropes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys are out of Texas. Is that a good place for a band to start? Because, if you go back to the early days of music, a lot of bands wanted to be in LA or in New York because that's where the scenes were happening. And it was like the best shot a band had of kind of getting noticed. But with the internet today and music being so universal, does it really matter where a band comes from, or do you kind of still need that local support system, to build your base, your fan base with?
I think it's a little bit everything. I don't think it matters what town you come from, as long as you have a strong support system, I guess regional or local, whatever it may be. You just got to get yourself out there and get yourself known, and just build it from there. Because we're from Alice, Texas, and I'm from Portland, Texas. They're both really small towns around Corpus Christi, and our strongest support system comes from Corpus Christi. So yeah. One
of the things I love about the band is that you kind of it's like a fine line between the homage you pay to the classic acts of the 80s musically, yet it's a whole new modern sound, and you got your own vibe going on too. But it's a really nice mix of both ends of the metal spectrum from early to new. Was that intentional? It was just what influenced you guys growing up and what you listen to now?
Yeah, definitely. I would say the influences come out naturally in our music. We're all fans of the old school bands like Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, all those old school thrash bands and stuff, and even the most recent bands that came out, In Flames, Soulwork, Slipknot, Meshuggah, stuff like that. We all blend our influences together, and that's what comes out, is our music.
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
definitely a big band. Half a dozen guys in the band. Does that make it harder when it comes to writing music? Because everybody wants you to get their hand in the pot, or you have an extra couple of people making decisions on who doesn't like this, who doesn't like that. Is it difficult with more guys in the band?
um, I wouldn't think so. On on this album, it was mostly Robert, our drummer, and Daniel, our other guitarist. They came up with the like pretty much like the skeleton of the music, and they showed it to the rest of us, and we kind of built it from there. We took out some parts, we added some parts, and the songs what they are on the album and stuff. I joined the band when the album was about, I'd say, 80% complete. So I wasn't really part of the writing process then, but in the future, and actually now we're like just writing with new riffs and stuff, and kind of blending our styles a little more now. So I'm pretty excited to see what we're going to come up with in the future.
So am I. I mean, now that you are, now you are in the band. I mean, is it difficult when you join a band that's kind of already, because they were around for quite a few years already? Shattered
Yeah.
Sun. Is it difficult stepping into a band, like, trying to find your place? You kind of just go in there with all guns blazing, like, this is who I am, and I'm going to show you what I'm about? Or you kind of like just like sit back a little bit and feel things out to get to know everybody? Or were you guys friends like before you kind of hooked up with them?
I was really good friends with Marcus. Before I joined the band, he was the only one that I actually had like a friendship out of, and I also knew Daniel like a little bit because of we used to play shows. I was in a different band and stuff, and we would play shows every now and then, like in Corpus Christi and stuff, and that's how the friendship started. And when I heard that their older guitarist was going to leave the band, I was talking to them and I wanted to try out and stuff, and it just worked out naturally. I picked up the music rather quickly. I got to know the guys pretty easily. All real cool guys. We share the same humor, which is a big plus and stuff. So it just happened like it was supposed to. And yeah, they're just great guys. I love them.
That's cool, man. Well, I got to tell you, Hope Within Hatred is just a brutal record. I mean, from start to finish. I mean, it really shows like what the band is all about. I mean, you hear about all these genres that are going on. There's mathematical metal, prog death. They labeled it I think, to the hilt. I mean, do you guys like
Oh
being
yeah.
defined in a certain category? So is it easier for people to say, well, all right, I kind of know what they're about. They're in this mold of music. Or is it worse to be defined as a band because maybe you feel like you're limited on what you could do because fans won't accept it?
I guess like it's easier for people to get like an idea of how we sound by categorizing like the music into like a specific genre or I say style. But I like to consider our music just metal. It makes things easier, and it it's a lot better to describe music as just metal. I do the same thing with like the stuff that I listen to, like as like you could say it's so many different ways. You can call it progressive melodic death metal with the influences of fusion and stuff, but all in all, it's still metal.
Exactly. I mean, this album has a lot going on in it, and I think anybody who listens to it from start to finish can never really categorize this band into one, certain genre anyway, because it changes from song to song. There's that underlining tone which sets you guys apart, but yet every song kind of stands out from the one after it or before it, which is a pretty impressive thing.
Yes, thank you about that. Yeah, that was one of the goals for the album is to make every song like its own, and to have its own, I guess, little specific sound molded into the 3 or 4 minutes that the song lasts and stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm glad we were able to do that and pull it off.
Yeah. Well, you guys were out not long ago with Exodus and Testament, and now the Rockstar Festival is coming up. You guys are on that. I mean, it's got to feel good that you were able to hook up on, some pretty impressive tours, over the last year or so. Even last year, you were out for a while. I mean, is it nice being on the bigger tours? I mean, I'm sure it is. You're getting to play in front of a lot of people. I said it's like going locally with the clubs, but is that the way it should be for bands? Say, are the festivals, because you played at the New England Metal Fest, and now you have the Rockstar, which is going out all over. Is it better to hit big audiences at these festivals where you can get the music heard by more people at one shot, than going from club to club? Or is that really the way a band kind of makes its bones today, taking on a few fans at a time?
Yeah, I would say you would have to do everything. Like, try and do everything like that, and try and do the hit the small clubs, hit the big venues, try and get on the festival, because there's always going to be someone there who's going to like your music and hopefully end up buying your CD or listening to it at least on YouTube or whatever, you know. So I would say hit any possible way of doing a live show, you know, that will help you out in the long run, because it will. So yeah.
Yeah. You still think it's a do-it-yourself thing today with music? I mean, or can you do most of it on your own, or do you have to look for help from the outside? I mean, you guys have some great support system in place right now, but if you didn't have them in place, how much more harder would it be for a band today starting out to kind of get to where you guys are at now?
Well, the band's been doing it by themselves for about almost 8 years,
Yeah.
without the assistance of breaking bands and stuff and Victory. But let's see, I would say I would say to like a certain extent you would have to help yourself to get to that point of being I guess a mate. But I believe it's a good idea to look for people who support you and believe in you, to help you, like, I guess, reach that next level, especially if you want to make your band a career or like a career in music. Definitely, yeah. Having that good management behind their back that really like helped us make the right moves, I would say, and not the wrong decisions.
What was like the biggest thing that you've learned about this business when you got into it? Because a lot of people get into it, they just want to play music, write songs, get a record out. That's really all they care about. And then, you know, the whole business part of it comes into play where, you know, you got to worry about the finances and money and tours and, you know, paying to play and all this happens. When's the first time that you realized that, you know, this is more than just, you know, me getting up on stage and playing and writing music?
When I first got to look at the contract for breaking bands, it was just like, yeah, like it was crazy just actually seeing like a contract in front of me, and just seeing like all the, you know, like all the rules or I guess conditions. I'm not really sure, but I'm just I guess like reading that, like it really made it, I guess, real for me on the business spectrum of it. And it was crazy seeing that, and they gave us a great deal and everything, and signed it, and it's been gravy ever since, you know.
Yeah, that's good, man. I love hearing stuff like that. And I know you're going to be busy with the Rockstar, Energy Mayhem Festival. You're going to be on the road for a little while with that. What else you guys have planned? Anything else in between that or right after that?
Let's see. After the Rockstar one, we have a tour with Soulfly, Solark, and Decapitated coming up starting September 30th, lasting till October 31st. I actually think it's gonna last a few more days after that, bleeding into November. But we're gonna be going across North America and stuff, and it's gonna be pretty sick. We're huge fans of Solark for sure. I'm a big fan of them, and Decapitated too. They're sick, too sick. And after that, I don't think we have anything planned yet. It's still up in the air. So I
think that's a lot already. You guys, you guys have a busy year. Yeah, it must be great being out on the road because you feel like, you know, you're a band. But what's the drawback of being out there? Are you guys cramped up in a small van with the 6 of you and a few people helping you out?
Yeah.
Is that the hardest part?
I would say so. Yeah, it's because we're taking a van from Mayhem Fest, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna take the same van for Soulwork. It's a 15-passenger van, and we also have a crew too. We got our sound guy, we got the guy who's gonna help us drive, and our merch girl, and I believe we're taking someone else too on this van tour. So we're gonna have 11 people in the 15-passenger van. So we're trying to build it like inside the van to accommodate that many people. I think it's gonna work out. I'm not too worried about it.
When does it turn over from the first day of getting in the van and driving to the first show, everybody's screaming and yelling, they can't wait to get this going, to when you finish the show, you're like, damn, we got 12 hours till we get to the next place?
Oh yeah, that's always a bummer, you know, because after that show, you know, you're all sweaty and shit.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get to shower. Hopefully everyone gets a shower and not feel freaking dirty and stuff whenever they have to sleep and stuff. But yeah, it definitely is a drawback to making those long drives. But in the end, like getting on that stage in a different city almost every day makes it completely worth it, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hey, well, Jesse, look, man, it was great talking with you today. I mean,
my
Hopes
pleasure.
and Hatred, an amazing record. If people that didn't buy it, they need to pick this one up there because this is the future of metal. Bands like
Thank
you,
you. Thank
this
you.
is what it's all about. When the old people like me, you know, drop dead, we need people like you to keep this thing going for another 30 to 40 years. And
Sure,
definitely
man.
think you guys have it going on. And I will be at the show when you guys make it to New Jersey, and I will see you
Hell
guys
yeah.
then live. I can't.
Hell yeah, man. We'll see you then, dude.
You got it, man. The first beer's on me.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Looking forward to
All
it.
right. You take care,
Later, man.
Jesse.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
too. Bye.